Trust the Profits, full field rundown, Arlington Million, coming at you.
Today's video is brought to you by Assiniboia Downs Gaming and Event Center. Be sure to tune into this channel live Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern for Monday Night Lights, hosted by Trust the Profits.
Trust the Profits. It's the formula here. We're going to be talking about the Arlington Million, as always, at Arlington Park. At Churchill Downs. No, I'm sorry. It is Colonial Downs this year. Yes. As much as it saddens me as someone who lives literally down the street from Arlington Park, and what's happening at that place right now, missing its roof as part of a demolition. It saddens me to see this race still go on, not at Arlington Park, but life does go on, and we must go on at Trust the Profits. So here we are, Arlington Million. We are talking a mile and a quarter. It is a long race. Did I even do the math on that right? Is it 10 furlongs? I think it's 10 furlongs. Yeah. We have 11 horses entered in this race. We do have the odds as well. I will run through all of them for you now. Here we go. Let's start with Adhamo. So Adhamo's been off since October of 2022. So this is a horse that's been on the shelf for 10 months. I mean, close to a year. And the last two races out, not looking so great at the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic. Came in sixth place, 6 lengths behind Warlike Goddess. Not great. 9 lengths behind Gufo and Sword Dancer. Before that, I mean, you can tell from the record, right? You eliminate those two races, 15, 5, 3, and 3. Pretty darn good in the money percentage, pretty darn good win percentage for this Chad Brown horse. What's going to happen to him here? Is this going to be a recovery race? Is this a tune-up race? I don't know. You got to think that Chad Brown, if he's going to enter him in this race off of 10 months, is pretty confident in him. However, this is a field where I don't know if it's exactly going to work out in Adamo's favor. We'll see. I have my reservations. Strong Tide, 37 races. I think the most races of any horse entered in this race, but I could be wrong. We'll see shortly. 9 wins. The bulk of his wins come from 2 places, Indiana and Oak Lawn Park, and mostly allowance wins. So right now we're talking about Strong Tide being fun horse to watch, but not necessarily one that we think is going to be a threat to finish in the money. Last time out, 4th place at the Schuster Stakes at Indiana, 2 1/4 lengths back from me and Mr. C. Has finished 3rd in 2 graded stakes races. The Man o' War, going a pretty long distance there, 1 mile and 3/8 at Belmont, 1.5 lengths behind Red Knight. The Belmont Gold Cup, a 2-miler at Belmont, 3 1/4 lengths behind Loft in that one. So this is a horse that does eat up the distance, and that's really what you do look for in a race like this. So you can understand why he's entered in, just in terms of wins. I don't think he can pull off the win. Possibly interesting to finish in the money, but again, we got a lot of horses to get through here. Never Explain, one of the younger horses here. I don't think he's the youngest though, but 17 races, 5 wins, 10 times finishing in the money. And the last 5 races he's finished in the money, including 2 G3s. So he's definitely on an upswing here. Last time out at Saratoga, came in 3rd in the Bowling Green Stakes. Again, going the distance there, 1 mile and 3/8, 2 lengths behind Channel Maker in that one. In the race where Rebel Romance dropped out. So probably would have finished 4th if Rebel Romance would have held on. 2nd place finish in a 6-horse race in Monmouth, going 1 mile and 1/8 at the Monmouth Stakes. Half a length behind Catnip, who we're going to talk about later. So this is a horse previous to that, 13 allowance races and maiden starts between them. So he's only racing a couple of stakes races, couple of graded stakes races. Been looking impressive though. Like I said, a horse that's been on the upswing. Masterpiece. This is a horse that we've heard about several times. 6 wins in 24 races. The last 7 races, finishing in the money 5 times. But the 2 times that he's been missing from the money were the Breeders' Cup Turf and the Pegasus World Cup Turf. So we're talking some pretty high level races, even at the grade 1 scale. This is like grade 1+1 scale here. Last time out, 2nd place finish to Portfolio Company, 2 1/4 lengths behind in that one, in an allowance race. This is his first race since transferring Barnes, by the way, so he is under a new trainer. Ran 3rd in the Pan American Stakes, a G2, finishing 1 3/4 lengths behind Therapist. Masterpiece, definitely a threat to hit the money. The other piece, there's two pieces. There's a masterpiece and there is a set piece. So 12 wins in 28 races. You know he's a threat to win. One first and two thirds in 2023 so far. So he's off to a good start. 100% in the money in 2023. Last out, he got a third place finish at the Wise Dan, finishing 1 1/4 lengths behind Stitched in a race where set piece was favored. Winner of the Arlington Stakes, not to be confused with the Million, a G1 8.5 furlong affair, getting beaten by Get Smokin' in that one. No, sorry, beating Get Smokin' in that one. Get Smokin' was the next horse up, beating him by a length. Third place finish in the opening verse stakes, a listed stakes race, beating Annapolis in that race and Churchtown. So um, not Trutchtown. There you go. For all the people who want to find some spell check out there, there's one. So yeah, even though it wasn't a graded stakes race, the matchup he had there was definitely a difficult one with Annapolis. So Brad Cox horse, set piece, definitely potential. Catnip. Catnip, 50% winner here. Um, do I have any gifts where I can show some kitty cats in here for El Hombre? No, because El Hombre loves Kitten's Joy. Let him know about it in the comments that you know he loves Kitten's Joy. And this is a very strong Kitten's Joy horse. I almost said cat. 4 wins in 8 races, very young. Last time out, finished second in the United Nations Stakes. It's a G1, 1 3/8, 1.5 lengths behind Therapist. In that one, he won the Monmouth Stakes, like we just talked about, beating Never Explained by half a length there. Still young, but on a sharp rise. Look out for Catnip. SANTIN. Why are we talking about SANTIN? Well, I mean, there's a couple of reasons here. He was the winner of the Arlington Million last year and was run at Churchill Downs. It was a mile and an eighth there, and obviously we're at Colonial Downs, so it's a little bit different story, different feel. We're also talking about him because of the Brendan Walsh Tyler Gaffleone connection here. I rarely like to leave those two off a ticket if they are combined in a turf race. Definitely a deadly combo, but what are we going to talk about here? Has yet to show in any of his 4 races in 2023. So that combo hasn't been working on this horse, unfortunately, in this current year. Maybe it'll work out now, but like I said, the competition's a little bit tougher here. Last out, a fourth place finish, got close in the hand shin. It was on dirt, finishing 6 lengths behind um, and starting way in the back, sixth place after Zozos and Strava got off to a huge lead there. Fourth place finish, again on dirt in the Blame Stakes, started off 1 length off the lead, but faded during the stretch run and finished 7 lengths off of Rattle and Roll. Going to the Old Forester, 9 furlong affair there. Started off 1 length off the lead, but again, faded to 5 back. So this is a horse that's been trying to get close to the lead, stalking a little bit, maybe being 1 tier off, and then has faded. Longer distances have not been kind to this horse, and we're talking about 1.25 miles here. Rock Emperor. 5 wins in 29. Ninth place finish at the Manhattan Stakes. Not a great look. Started in 6, fell back 9 lengths behind up to the mark. Fourth place finish in the Fort Marcy. 9 furlong affair there, finishing 2 lengths behind Ottoman Fleet, the Charles Appleby horse. This is a Chad Brown horse. Rock Emperor moving along. Atone. Michael Maker. Kendrick Carmouche is in the saddle for this one. I think this is a horse that usually Tyler Gaffleone would ride, if I'm not mistaken, and Tyler's taken up the horse we just talked about. Last out for this horse, 5th place finish at Dinner Party Stakes, G3, 9 furlongs, setting the pace, but getting overcome by the wave by Never Explain. Faded to 9th in the Moonis Memorial Classic, finishing dead last in that one. Tone, this is a horse that we've definitely talked quite a bit about. First place finish at the Pegasus Turf, beating Ivar and Speaking Scout in that race. But lately, just having a little bit of a struggle there. 7 wins in 27 races, pretty darn impressive. You add that up, it's 15 finishing in the money more than 50% of the time out of those 27 races. But the last couple, I got to give you a little bit of concern there, just like Adhamo before he went on that long layoff. So I got some concerns about Atone. Strong quality, gotta love the name. Finished in the money 9 times out of 11. But this is an allowance horse, is yet to run a stakes race. This is going to be sorry, he's run one stakes race. This is going to be a real challenge for him. That one stakes race was the Manhattan Stakes that we talked about before. He finished 5 lengths back in that one. It's starting off with the G1 up to the mark, so that's a pretty huge challenge there. Previous to that, he did win 2 allowance races, one at Keeneland, the other at Keeneland, in both cases finishing more than a length ahead of the competition there for the Mark Cassie horse. Young horse, 11 races to his name so far. Win for the money. No picture here. Good luck finding one. 9 races, 3 wins, 3 second places. First graded stakes race for this horse. Last 3 races, 1 win at Colonial, 2 places. Again, all these were allowance races. The one stakes race was in April at Turfway, running the Rushaway Stakes, going 8.5 furlongs there, finishing 5th, losing to Catone, my boy, 5.25 lengths behind in that one. I do worry about this horse, not only in terms of classing up, but I also worry about him in terms of distance. In scanning through, I've yet to see him really succeed at anything more than 8.5 furlongs, and we're talking about going another furlong and a half here with horses that are really well equipped to run the distance here. So, what do we have? A little bit of a surprise. So I'm playing off of the favorite here. I do like Catnip. Just putting it out there. I like Catnip at 8 to 1. I guess you could say it's a little bit of a value play. I was even playing around with possibly putting set piece up there as my second potential to win, but I understand Catnip is young. He's you could say stepping up in class here. Um, but I like what I've seen from him so far. I think he will surprise a few, and I really feel like there's chinks in the armor in a lot of these horses. If I'm going to play a box here, if I'm going to key, I will key on Catnip. I will put both pieces in, master and set, and never explain. I am leaving off Atone. I am leaving off Adhamo. Go ahead and tell me about it in the comments section. Tell me anything else you want in the comment section too. Give us a like, give us the old thumbs up. Let us know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you see a few more. Bye.